This is a service to
Strayatrains.
stopping all stations direct to
Strayatrains. Welcome back to Strayatrains, and welcome to the debut of a new series where we take a look at the ins and the outs of each of the metro lines. Starting off today with the Hurstbridge Line. In this series, we're going to take a look at pretty much everything related to the line, such as timetabling, cool stories, some facts, some future improvements for the lines, just to name a few. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the series and this video. Let's get straight into it. So let's take a look at an overview of the line first. It is served by Metro's Extrapolis fleet, and on the rare occasion, and let me emphasize the word rare, a Commons train. The line consists of a total of 28 stations, and 17 of those belong to the Hurstbridge Line only. It is particularly in the northeastern suburbs, and its grouping on the map is the Clifton Hill group, giving it the red colour, and therefore meaning it runs through the City Loop Platform 1. The line code is HBE, or otherwise the code for Hurstbridge Station as well, and some of the down service terminations are Clifton Hill, Heidelberg, McLeod, Greensborough, Eltham, and of course Hurstbridge. Regarding important service notes, all up services run direct to Flinders Street, and all down services run to their destination via the City Loop, meaning services run through an anti-clockwise direction through the loop throughout the day. And there's two reasons for this. First is there has been a push for a long time to keep groups running through the same direction of their respective loop throughout the entire day. Of course, the recent change to the down and on group, meaning that is the second to four groups to do that, and potentially in the future all four might do that. The other reason was, I believe the other entrance for the Clifton Hill group, basically, I don't know, some issue or something, meaning that trains couldn't go through without them having to fix something. And instead of fixing it, I believe they were just like, whatever. So that's kind of where it all started, and now there's more of a push for timetabling purpose reasons. All city platforms are platform 1, except for Southern Cross Station, where the Clifton Hill group uses platform 9. Now let's take a look at the peak. For simplicity purposes, we'll take a look at the majority of express services that run the Stopsall to Jolimont, then run into the express from Jolimont to Clifton Hill to Ivanhoe, Ivanhoe to Heidelberg, and then Stopsall to Hurstbridge. All other peak terminations, or most I should say, are typically stops all services. Regarding peak frequency, every 3 to 10 minutes there is a service. However, only about every 20 to 22 minutes that service will be a full Hurstbridge service. Of course, the others terminate at different stations, which isn't too bad. However, off-peak, trains run at a 20-minute frequency to Eltham, and then only every second train it runs to Hurstbridge, meaning there is a 40-minute frequency between Eltham and Hurstbridge, which is quite a while, leading to the first improvement that I suggest, which of course is starting to be done now, and that is a track duplication between Eltham and Hurstbridge to solve that exact issue. The second proposal is the level crossing that needs to go the most, and that is the one right near Clifton Hill Station. Whilst it isn't the busiest traffic on the road, because the frequency of trains are so high, literally every few minutes in each direction during peak, there is a train. I mean, it is just quite a ridiculous level crossing that the boom gates would be down for, I presume, quite a high percentage during peak times. Also, the sidings near Victoria Park Station, even though they were recently added, or at least recently in the big schemes of things, was added, really should be moved and placed somewhere else. It is quite unfair to the locals having the trains there. I think they do a little bit of maintenance and works or something there, so it is quite noisy, and yeah, it is a pretty random place to put them near Victoria Park Station. Whilst it isn't the closest, my suggestion would have been to start the elevated Preston and Bell Skyrail a little bit earlier, and then have the trains kind of veer off the Skyrail just before it starts and pretty much get parked right underneath the beginning of the Skyrail. Just an idea, but I do think Victoria Park is not the best place for a siding. 3 highlights on the Hurstbridge Line would have to be, starting off at McLeod Station. Not only do you feel like you're in a jungle and kind of in a pretty cool getaway place, but of course the history being the old junction for the old Mont Park line, and is why there is 3 platforms at the station. Number 2 would have to be a bit further down. You'll see plenty of farmlands, open lands, see some animals. It's a pretty cool side, and that's probably one of the reasons why the Hurstbridge Line is one of the favourite amongst train enthusiasts. And number 3 would have to be, I'm not going to tell you where, but somewhere along the line there is an old W-class tram that you can see going past, which is pretty cool. I won't tell you where it is, but if you do want to go find it, that is definitely something fun to do. Just before we get to the cool story to conclude, 2 travel tips would have to be: number 1, starting off with peak PM. If you just missed a train and you don't want to wait for the next service, the best bet is to quickly head up to platform 4 and 5 at Flinders Street Station and take the next Northern Group service. Because there are 3 lines, every few minutes a train departs, and you should get to Parliament Station to switch before the service you just missed gets to Parliament, because it has to go to Southern Cross and all the way around the loop. So you should be able to catch it there unless there are delays or anything like that. And the other tip is, despite limited express services sounding quicker, because the Hurstbridge Line is only duplicated, peak limited express services cannot overtake stop-all trains. So whichever service is the first to stop your station, and just take that, because that one will get there quicker than the next train, even if it is an express. And the cool story has to be none other than the fact that there have been Commons trains on the Hurstbridge Line in 2022. Earlier on in the year, I think there was some new overhead works done around Eltham area or something. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but there was some testing done, I think like 3 AM or literally in the middle of the night, on the Hurstbridge Line, and they had Commons trains doing it. So whether you're sure or not if there's been a Commons in service on the Hurstbridge Line in 2022, I'm not 100% sure myself. I can tell you that it is factual that a Commons train has reached the Hurstbridge Line in 2022, which is very, very cool. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this debut into the new series. Let me know what you think. If you want me to continue it, maybe make some changes to the videos. But hopefully this is a pretty good rundown of the line, and we'll continue doing each of the rest of the lines. Thanks so much for watching, and I think we'll leave it at that. Cheers.